Today I'd like to make a short video on the Blade Armour from Mega Man X6. Say what you will about this incredulous mess of a game, but the armors and weapons carry it really hard. While I love the Shadow Armor's Engetsurin attack and Giga Armor-like abilities such as Spike's immunity, the Blade Armour is the defining reason I choose to come back to X6. Among other things. Before we even get to its gameplay though, let's take a look at the Blade Armour's design. The theme of X6's armors are samurai and ninja for the blade and shadow armors respectively, and the influence is immediately apparent. X's helmet resembles a Hoshi Bachi Kabuto, hope I pronounced that right, from feudal Japan with large golden protrusions to frame his ornate red head gem. Large shoulder epaulettes cover his joints with striking emerald gems poking from above his shoulders and kneecaps, and a thick piece of chest armor as well as tassets on his waist complete the body armor and add plenty of extra style to boot. In classic Mega Man X fashion, the blue and white colour scheme of X's armor is retained, albeit this time with some red gloves, which, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe these don't appear anywhere else in the series. However, one of these gloves won't always be visible, as X's right hand adorns the unofficially named Blade Buster, or at least I'm calling it that for this video. The Blade Buster reflects the samurai inspiration even further with large gold crests that resemble the shape of a bow when held vertically. Fitting considering X is the game's projectile character. You won't be using the Buster shots as much with this armor however, as the charge shots it fires are based on the Falcon armor's shots and thus aren't as strong as they otherwise would be. Instead, X is now able to extend a saber from within the Buster's central gem by holding up and releasing the charge simultaneously, performing a new, extremely powerful charged saber attack. Astute viewers might know that X's proficiency with the Z-Saber in this game is much lesser than Zero's, as X only inherited this weapon 3 weeks after Zero's death, and likely had very little formal training with the weapon, using it once before in X3 for a limited amount of time. As such, X is unable to perform saber combos in X6, instead performing a single slow, albeit beefy swing downwards, as opposed to Zero's lightning speed combos. As such, it can be extrapolated that the Blade Armour may be designed to bring X's saber combat abilities up as close to Zero's as possible by integrating the weapon into his Buster and concentrating it as a powerful charged attack rather than a clunky swing from his hands. And while X is never going to have the proficiency of Zero's melee combat, the weapon hits hard. Both of X's armors in this game give him excellent new saber-focused moves, and both are extremely potent in destroying enemies, dealing huge damage to bosses, dealing wide area destruction, and scoring a ton of cool points to boot. But that's not all X gets. You may notice these ducts on the back of X's boots. Those aren't just for show, but rather that's a product of his latest mobility upgrade, the Mark Dash, and the other half of what makes the Blade Armour the best part about this game. By holding the dash button in the air, X locks in place as he prepares to fly at maximum speed in any cardinal direction, and once you let go, he flings himself in that direction, travelling double the distance a normal dash would with some startup invincibility as the cherry on top. What is this, a dragon punch? Never mind, I think that joke is lost here. As well as being a supreme mobility option, looking stupid awesome, and acting as the long-awaited return of a vertical air dash, one lesser discussed aspect of the dash is that it may be another samurai reference, or rather, a reference to Japanese martial arts. See, the blade theme of the armor, in addition to the strong and lightning-quick Mark Dash maneuver, may be a reference to the ancient martial art of Iaido, known for its signature technique of quickly unsheathing the user's blade, meeting the opponent, and then sheathing the blade just as quickly, popularized by anime stereotypes among other things. The holding animation, followed by the overwhelming speed, finishing with a normal recovery animation, may be referencing this trope, just speculation. This is clearly the armor the developers intended you to spend the most time with, as it's required before unlocking the Shadow Armor, the latter of which can't even finish the secret lab stages, or rather not without unintentional strategies, because that's what X6 is all about, doing everything the wrong way on purpose to win. Why? Oh, why would you ever bother playing the game the intended way anyways? It's not like the game had playtesters. Oh wait, hold on, this game had localizers? Anyways, X6 is a game with a lot of very bad and unfun moments, but when it does something right it tends to do it really well. Unfortunately, you can only enjoy these well done moments after you've already finished it for the most part, but even once the game is done and put down, I find myself coming back to play it again and again, the foremost reason being the suave and extraordinarily fun armor set. I'm gonna cap off my thoughts there before this becomes an X6 review, which is on the way, might I add. But I wanted to use this video to explain, simply put, why I love the Blade Armour so much. It's genuinely one of the best designs, not just in the Mega Man X series, but in Mega Man, period. What's cooler than turning X into a mecha laser sword Bushido warrior, right?